What's good, folks? We back. Now, today, we diving back into another round of Could You Survive These Anime Worlds? Now, last time, we had some pretty tough situations, but this time, hey, we gonna have to go to war this time. I'm gonna be honest with you, cause we got some heat. We got some heat here. Now to break down how I'm gonna be ranking all these, we gonna rank it off of survivability. How likely are you to survive in this type of situation? And we're gonna be ranking it off fun factor, like how fun would it be to live here? What's the fun things that you could do? And last, we're gonna be ranking it off potential rewards. Like, what's the most you could gain out of it? What experience can you gain out of it? Basically, what's the best life you could live? Now, let's get into it. So the first one I want to talk about, let's talk about Chainsaw Man. Now Chainsaw Man, I can't lie, it's gonna be very hectic. Devils get made from everybody else's fear. You gonna be running for your life. I can't lie, you probably gonna get packed up soon as you there, cause you gonna have some really good reflexes, and you gonna have to be an athlete.
Is going to be a pro athlete.
Like, you gonna need a whole lot of luck to survive. Honestly, in Chainsaw Man, you do got people trying to protect you. I don't think that's gonna matter. Honestly, you about to get packed up in a few seconds. So survivability, I'll put it 2 out of 10. You gonna need some help, and you gonna need to be ready for war at all times. Now, when it comes to fun factor, I could see a little bit of fun in it. Listen, maybe if you got a chainsaw and you start really going to town on folks, like I hope you ain't got a chainsaw in your head. Listen, if you got a chainsaw sticking out your head, I don't think that's a good idea. But you could pick up some equipment. You could still survive. You could fight them off, and you probably gonna end up getting packed up while you fight them off. But I think for the time being, it might be a little bit fun. So fun factor, I give it a 5 out of 10. Listen, your life will be at stake, but you can't lie. I feel like everybody wanted to get a katana or a chainsaw and just start going crazy on some devils or something. Like, I feel like that's just something that you could do. Now, for the potential, listen, Chainsaw Man, we know what his end goal is. Now, will your end goal be the same? I don't think so. It might be. You know, honestly, it's not a bad end goal. But I gotta say, the best life you could live there, it's always gonna be devils. You're always gonna have to fight. I gotta say, for a potential reward for living in Chainsaw Man, I'll give it a 5 out of 10. You know what? Nah. I'm tripping. I give it a 3 out of 10 for potential reward. It's not too much you could gain. There are some things you might could gain from living in Chainsaw Man. Now, let's move into something a little bit, I don't know if I'd say safer, but a little bit more interesting. Let's just talk about JJK. Now, in JJK, first of all, you gotta hope you're a sorcerer. If not, it's raps, it's GG's, and you gotta hope your power is pretty decent. Now, I will say, if you do become a sorcerer, living here is gonna be really interesting. I don't think it's gonna be as dangerous as Chainsaw Man, because there are a lot of times where they could just relax, chill out, get a burger, the food look decent. So for survivability, I'll give it a 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. I think if you're in the right situation, surviving in JJK, I do know it will get very hectic, but I feel like it's still survivable. Now, let's talk about fun factor. Even though this world full of danger and full of all that other stuff, like I said, they still having fun in JJK, even with all this stuff going on. So fun factor, I give it a 6 out of 10. I think it would be really fun to still live here. Yeah, there might be some real messed up moments, but I think fun, it could be there. Now, reward potential. Honestly, this is where it started to get a little weird. Reward potential, I give it a 7 out of 10. I brought it higher because if you do have a power, it could be interesting. Now, I will say this though, if you're not a sorcerer, yeah, GG's, it's raps. Everything just dropped to a 1 out of 10. You're not even finna have fun. You just finna get packed up. But let's move on. Now this one real interesting. This one, I got a lot to say about. We talking about Parasyte. Now, Parasyte, first of all, you're gonna have to survive aliens trying to crawl in your skin. You're gonna have to stop it so you could get, hey, you getting packed up at the first moment. If you don't catch that little slithering bug, little ugly slug looking thing, you packed up in the first moment. So yeah, unless you got some headphones on standby, and I ain't talking about the earbuds, bro. If you got the little AirPods, it's GG's. You're gonna have to have the old school ones with the cord right around it. Where they at? But if you don't have headphones, it might be wraps. You're gonna have to have something to tie your arm up with, cause that little slug thing, if it get in your head, you're done for. I will say, if it doesn't though, you got some potential to do something real fun. So survivability rate, I don't think most people catching the slug. 1 out of 10. GG's. It's hey, you already done for. You already done for, my boy. But let's say you do catch the slug. That's where you start to get fun. It start to get interesting right there. So the fun factor, honestly, you're gonna be fighting most of the time. I think this one, after seeing the oh my gosh, the monsters on there, they look disgusting. Like when the bro head start turning into razor blades, that's when I'm out. I don't care if I got powers with it. I'm like, yeah, I'm out of here, bro. It's not even fun no more. Like, you might have fun tussling with stuff on JJK and Chainsaw Man. Parasyte, I'm not having no fun. Nah, get me up out of there. Now, let's talk about the potential reward. The potential reward in Parasyte, I guess it would be, I feel like potential reward, you could get a better understanding of life and just seeing how these aliens act and why they do what they do. I think it's actually kind of rewarding to live there, even though I think most people are gonna get packed up already, so they ain't gonna see none of this. But potential reward, I'll give it a 5 out of 10. Now let's talk about something that everybody thought of. Listen, you thought this, I thought this. Naruto. Now, how good would it be to live in Naruto? Survivability. Listen, since everybody got some chakra, honestly, you might be okay. But I think survivability, I'll give it a 4 out of 10. Now, you gotta be pretty strong to actually survive in Naruto. Unless you try to live in the house, be a civilian that gets boomed on. Yeah, it's pretty tough. Now, let's talk about fun factor. Now in Naruto, when I tell you the amount of fun you can have, listen, I know you might be saying, man, look at Naruto. He was alone. He was sad. He was on the swing by himself. But listen, I know at the time he couldn't make shadow clones, but just imagine being able to make a shadow clone. Like, you don't have to throw the ball up to yourself and catch it yourself no more. You don't have to play rock, paper, scissors in the pond no more. Like, you finally got you. Hey, you catch the ball with yourself. Yeah, hey, I did some of this stuff. Yes. Lonely's childhood. But with Naruto, I feel like honestly it's gonna be kind of lit. And I gotta say, fun factor, they have some pretty good fun in there. So I give it a 7 out of 10 for fun factor. Now for potential rewards, I honestly think the experience would be very beneficial, and I think you would have a alright time. Listen, I know there is a war going on, but that war only lasts for 2 days. So yeah, if you don't get packed up in the war, potential reward, I give it a 6 out of 10. And listen, if you want to see part 2, and that one, I covered Konosuba, Cyberpunk, Paranoia Agent, and Barkamon. And hey, click right here if you want to see that. But if you like the video, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want to. And you might want to click on this video right here, because hey, I'm about to start the singing again, and last time it was bad. So yeah, it's all still lovers. Hit the subscribe and leave a like. Whoa, I don't think that one was that bad that time.